But as far as the condition in the U.S. right now, if you watch the last one, it seems that quantitative easing is a little bit further out than people are initially hoping for. End of 2024, I think people the projection was like 4 rate cuts for 2025. We're almost halfway through. We haven't even, did we have one? No, we have not had one this year yet. But the projection is now 2. And Jerome Powell's, I'm pretty sure it was 2024. They dropped it by
maybe
a half
late
point.
Okay. Might have been December or something like that. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
The point is, quantitative easing is a little further out than originally expected. So if that's what you're banking on, I may urge you to hedge your bets a little bit, especially considering based on the data that we're seeing and Jerome Powell seeing, the labor market's doing just fine. Inflation is coming down to a more steady level. And when it comes to all the tariff stuff, it appears we're approaching a more sustainable business environment, especially with a bunch of different countries renegotiating with the US. The China trade deal was massive. UK trade deal was massive. All the other different countries coming to the table. Yeah, it's looking like it could be a little bit back to business as normal. But yeah, quantitative easing and Bitcoin pumping, they kind of go hand in hand a bit. Mm-hmm. And if that's what you're relying on, it might be a little longer than you think.
Since you're all up in that space, what's your take on maybe not quantitative easing starting, but at least quantitative tightening stopping and just having kind of like that flat balance sheet? Because I think that's what happened in 2017 during that 2 to 3 month explosive ETH BTC and alt run. It wasn't even a quantitative easing. That was last cycle, but 2 cycles ago, it was just flat and we ran. So it could be like that. You know, I'm not necessarily betting on QE, but QT stopping might be a safer bet this year, no?
Yeah, QT has actually been going down pretty significantly. So not this last Fed meeting, but the one before it, Jerome Powell, they actually reduced their quantitative tightening by half effectively. Mm-hmm. And at this last meeting, they continued to run off the balance sheet. So the tightening is slowing. It's not gone, but it's slowing. I'd have to look back at the 2017 stuff in particular. I don't have that data memorized per se, but I think that tightening is going to, or loosening up the tightening, not easing, but reducing the tightening. It's going to, I guess real quick for the folks at home that don't know this about this stuff as much as I do, or care about, excuse me, that's the correct word. You probably know more than I do. Let's be real here. The federal funds rate is effectively the rate at which the banks loan to each other. What this does is it affects the amount of money that is created by fractional reserve banking. If you want to learn more about that, go ask Johnny Chaos. He'll talk your ear off for at least an hour. He's great on that. But what it does is it increases or decreases the money supply in the world. I know we spent a good chunk of time talking about 4-year cycle, but global liquidity cycle is actually arguably more important to the crypto markets and overall risk on appetite for kind of the world markets at large. So when it comes to the tightening stuff, reducing it, I think is good. There is the idea of the natural rate or the neutral rate, excuse me, which is where you're not, it's that perfect middle where you're not tight, you're not eased. I think we're maybe getting a little closer to that with the tightening reducing. I think that when you see that, you can start to see some more like normal GDP growth. And if you see sustainable business growth over the long term, then that creates the environment for people to really open up and go more risk on assets, which in my opinion, I think that traditional finance does see Bitcoin and crypto as a risk on asset. As much as we love and think about crypto as a store of value, I think that traditional markets still see it as that risk on asset. So you don't even need quantitative easing to see a good movement in the crypto market. I think the 4-year cycle still has independent variables of its own, but also if you can just get to a business ecosystem or environment where people are more willing to take risk on plays, I think that's going to be one of the things where you can see crypto make some good moves. I know that was long. Sorry.
I mean, the cat was the cherry on top. I like it.
Yesh.
Hi, cat.
Miss Marley. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Marley. Hey, Miss Marley. Gerardo's on mute. He's been talking for like the last 5 minutes. Yeah.
No, I haven't. Sorry. No. I mean, yeah, that's a good take. Yeah, in 2017 it was flat. I don't think we had QT or QE, and then ETH did its run. But then again, that was in its initial capitalization phase, so that could be a little different. But you know, I like to believe in something, right?
Believe in something. ThePulseChain.com. All right, gents. That's all we got time for today. Real quick though, whoever wants to go for it, we'll go around. You can say I don't make predictions if you want to. That's what I usually say. But ETH, since we're on ETH, ETH 12K over under by the end of the year.
Under.
I'm
under, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So 11K it is. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's your take, RH?
11.99.
11.99. I don't know. I avoid predictions like the plague. However, I'm pretty bullish, man. End of the year, it is a tough question. The end of the year, could it hit 12K? I don't know. I don't pretend to know these things, but I hope so. I hope it surprises everyone. I hope someone who's been preparing their whole life for these things, and then the founder of Ethereum Foundation, both start pumping the crap out of the coins that make our backs go up. I hope both of them start pumping it up. But
my prediction is going to be largely based on pretty much how like the next 2-3 months goes for Ethereum. As it stands right now, I think 9 to 10 is a fair target. I think it's pretty close to that 50th percentile mark for above and under the pump. If Ethereum starts to pick back up and shows that they can actually go deflationary after they had this latest update, and we actually see that data start getting printed, then that could be one of those things that shows me that, okay, there is more potential upside here than we thought.